Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tarot reading from me. So today's topic is going to be on predictions for November 2024. I know I'm a little bit late. I'm recording this on the 1st of November. Happy Halloween, by the way. Happy Diwali. Happy Dia de Muertos. Happy any kind of holiday that you are celebrating. I still felt like doing the November reading, even though I'm a little bit late. I hope you enjoy this. So, as usual, I'm going to say that I chose the crystals intuitively. I looked at the crystals that I have in my collection. I meditated upon the question of what predictions can you give me for November 2024, and which crystals should I choose for this particular reading. And these are the crystals that came out in this particular order. So pile number 1, you have this amethyst cluster crystal. Pile number 2, you have this citrine cluster crystal. Pile number 3, you have this, whenever I get this crystal, I mention I'm not really sure. By the way, if you know what crystal this is, or you think you do, please mention it in the comment section. I honestly don't remember what the person who sold it to me said. I think it's a rose quartz, but it could be an apatite just as well. So anyway, here it is. Pile number 3. Just go by whether you feel drawn to it or not what kind of crystal it is. All right. So pile number 3, okay, this is your crystal. So once again, this is for those of you who would like to choose with a crystal and only a crystal. Pile number 1, number 2, number 3. I keep fixing this because it doesn't seem right. Anyway, here it is. So you can pause the video if you need more time to decide. My recommendation is that you take some time to meditate upon the question. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. And then open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it. And if you feel drawn to more than one, feel free to watch several or even all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It's the easiest way to support me, and it is free. And also consider clicking on the notifications bell if you want to be notified anytime I post a new tarot reading. Thank you, and I will see you at your pile. All right, so this is for those of you who would like to choose with a card as well as a crystal. This is going to be the selection phase for the card. I want to show the shuffling on camera just for anyone who wants to check that I am just shuffling them live and I'm not like ordering the cards or anything like that. So anyway, I'm feeling more talkative than usual for those of you who are actually watching this recording from the beginning. Yeah, I'm feeling more talkative today for some reason. I don't know, Dia de Muertos, have no idea. It's nice. I'm feeling more alive at night. Anyway, so this is the deck that I chose. This is the Arthur Rackham tarot deck. I love his art style. I think it's great for tarot. So I decided to use a tarot deck to choose the card for each crystal, even though usually I go for oracle cards. But this felt right with the theme. So Spirit, tell me about November 2024. What can you tell me for pile number 1, the people who chose the amethyst cluster crystal? What will the month of November 2024 bring them? Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 2, the people who will choose the citrine cluster crystal? What will the month of November 2024 bring for them? Spirit, tell me. Okay, doesn't feel right. Tell me, Spirit. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 3, the people who chose the, let's say, rose quartz crystal or whatever it is? What will the month of November 2024 bring for them? Okay. Let's see what cards you got. Pile number 1, we have the 7 of Wands. Pile number 2, we have the Justice. Pile number 3, we have the Page of Cups. Okay, these are your options. Let me try to arrange them. All right, so piles number 1, 2, and 3. So this is for those of you who would like to choose with a card as well as a crystal. This is the zoomed in abbreviated version. Pile number 1, you have this card over here and or this amethyst cluster crystal. Pile number 2, you have this card over here and or this citrine cluster crystal. Look at this cutie. Pile number 3, you have this pile over here, this card over here, and or this rose quartz crystal. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not sure if it's rose quartz or apatite, but just go with whether you feel drawn to it or not. So these are your options for those of you who would like to choose with a card as well as a crystal. I have to fix this. As usual, my recommendation is that you take some time to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. You can also address the question to a higher power, a deity that you follow. Keep your eyes closed and then open your eyes after you've meditated. Choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it or without thinking about the meanings behind the cards or anything like that. And of course, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch several or even all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It's the easiest way to support me and it is free. And also consider clicking on the notifications bell if you want to see when I will upload a new tarot reading. Thank you, and I will see you at your pile. So welcome pile number 1. This is your reading if you have chosen this card over here, the 7 of Wands, and or this amethyst crystal, cluster crystal. This is going to be the card selection phase. I'm going to first select the cards and then I'm going to interpret them. So if you don't want to sit through it, I'm going to add timestamps so you can skip directly to the interpretation. All right, let's see. Let's get some oracle cards for you. Tell me Spirit actually for pile number 1. The people who chose the amethyst crystal, what can you tell me for them? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? What did they... This one just popped. Actually, I'm not so sure about this one. Was it this one or was it this other one? I think it was more like this other one, but I'm going to shuffle again because I'm not sure. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What does the month of November 2024 have in store for pile number 1? Tell me. Okay. Spirit, what does November 2024 have in store? Okay, this one just fell out. It's just one, all right. Spirit, what can you tell me for November 2024 for pile number 1? What do they need to hear? What does this month have in store for them? Tell me, Spirit. Spirit, what can you tell me for November 2024 for pile number 1? What does this month have in store for them? What do they need to hear? Spirit, tell me. What do they need to hear about November 2024? Tell me, Spirit. What does pile number 1 need to hear about November 2024? All right, let's see what you got. We have number 10, pay attention to signs. All right. We have number 1, abundance. We already have a repetition of energies. Number 1 and number 10, numerology, that is the sun sign. That is the sun energy, I mean. And we have empowerment. Wow. Wow. We already have like some really strong messages. So empowerment, when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. I'm already getting the fact that you have strong sun energy for the month of November. And we have number 52. So we have the number 7 again as well. See here, 7, 52. 5 plus 2 is 7 in numerology. I associate this to K2. So we have obsidian, masculine, 4th chakra, fire. And I'm going to read the description for this from the booklet. Let me see, number 52. Any day now. Okay, I am obsidian. I am teacher stone. I am here to teach you how to make positive changes in your life. Create good relationships with others, which will expand your inner growth and self-fulfillment. It is a time to use your full potential. Go within, meditate, develop your psychic gifts. Use me as the divining mirror to uncover self-deception and hollow excuses. My power keeps out the unwanted and protects from misuse, outside interference, and energy-draining situations. I am prosperity. Wow, like very strong messages already. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a lot of like sun energy going on for you, either in your horoscope or maybe in your dashas, antardashas, or the sun is strongly aspected by transits right now. But anyway, let me not get too far down the rabbit hole of astrology yet. Let me see what else is going to come out here. Empowerment, okay. Trying to squeeze them all in here somehow. Abundance, empowerment, yeah. All right. Let me get the tarot cards right now. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What do they need to hear about the month of November 2024? Tell me, Spirit. What does pile number 1 need to hear? What is the month of November? What is the month of November going to bring for them for pile number 1? Tell me, Spirit. Let's see what cards you have. We have the Queen of Cups. We have, oh my gosh, look at this. Wow. Okay. The Sun, Queen of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. The Sun came out. I just can't. I mean, not surprised at all. Oh gosh, sorry about that. Forgot to turn off my notifications. Okay, done. So let me get some more tarot cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. The people who chose the amethyst crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring into the lives of pile number 1? Tell me, Spirit. Come on. Spirit, what is November 2024 going to bring in the lives of pile number 1? Okay, that one just fell out. I'm going to stick this back in because I'm not sure about it. Okay, Spirit, tell me, was there another card that you wanted to show? What will November 2024 bring in for pile number 1? Oh, this one, okay. The Knight of Wands, the 5 of Swords, the Hierophant, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Emperor as well that fell out as kind of a 7th card here. All right. Pile number 1. I already got the general idea right from the beginning from the oracle cards, like I said. So we have empowerment, number 1 numerologically coming out twice, number 7 coming out twice with the obsidian. Then there's this message of, you know, clearing out the old and reaching your potential and all this stuff. So clearly to me, it shows that November is supposed to be a time of authenticity, of getting back to who you really are, of confidence. You're moving into a space of more confidence, more vitality. We have the sun as a supportive energy. I mean, on top of having all this number 1 energy, which I said in numerology is ruled by the sun, you also have the sun card coming out. So this is clearly showing me, and also you have this like this description that said, I am the teacher stone. Teaching is also connected to the 5th house and Leo and the sun. So for some of you, it could be that, you know, it's like you're going to be in a position to be a teacher. I mean, this is really specific for some of you. Maybe you actually are teachers, or you're looking to become a teacher or get a job as a teacher. So that's definitely a confirmation for some of you that you are on the right track, that something positive is coming into your life, that you might be growing in this aspect. For most of you, though, this is just a feeling of you being protected. You're about to learn something important in the month of November. Sorry, Casper was like out of, you know, he's a little bit one-sided. Like he's to the side, you know what I mean? He has to look straight in the eyes. Has to look you straight in the eyes. Anyway, basically this is a time of increased confidence, increased energy. I mean, look at this. You have the Queen of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. So already at the beginning of the month, you're in a pretty good state. I would say you're feeling very creative, very artistic. I think maybe some of you could also be very artistic, but this is also showing that you are emotionally mature. You know, the Queen of Cups is about emotional intelligence. It's about self-awareness. It's also about being kind of gentle and like leading maybe from, you know, maybe leading from the shadows or something. But the Queen of Cups is also kind of about nurturing and nourishing. So you're in a space of self-care, I feel. Like maybe some of you are even, let's say, going to therapy or have been considering going to therapy recently. You're in this space of wanting to understand yourself and be gentle with yourself. But at the same time, this has to do with like healing through discovering your authentic self and creative expression. This is why you have such a strong theme here of authenticity, of getting back to who it is you really are and developing your true authentic self, basically. This is, you know, the sun is about the heart chakra, so it's about following your heart's desire. Also, the sign of Leo, it corresponds to the verb to will something. I want something, you know, that kind of thing. I will something. So it's about willpower. It's about, you know, you manifesting whatever it is that you want into your life. So I feel like in the month of November, you are, like the stone description said, you're clearing away a lot of distractions and you're becoming a lot more focused on what it is that you want to achieve. We also have the sun, though, with the 5 of Swords underneath. This can also show that you might have an issue with your way of thinking. Like your way of thinking, your thought patterns could stand in your way in terms of your development, you know. This, for instance, could be literally that you have, you know, limiting beliefs, but then it could also mean that your pride might be getting in the way of your development in some way. And it's also warning you about not being closed-minded or being too self-righteous, you know, being too focused on what you think is right and what you think is wrong. Like, I don't mean in an absolute moral sense. I'm not trying to say that if you're a Christian, you should stop following the Christian beliefs, for instance. Although if you're a Christian, I seriously doubt that you would be watching this video. But anyway, just to give an example, basically what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to say you should give up your sense of morality, but this is warning you about maybe becoming too stiff and having the blinkers on, and, you know, not seeing every possibility around you, maybe being hyper fixated in a set mindset, like in a, you know, like, how should I put it, repeating thought patterns and doing the same thing over and over again. You know, it makes me think of that saying of, I think it was, I don't know who said it, but some famous person said it, that the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So I feel like Spirit is telling you that this is definitely a time for you to become more open-minded and try different things. Like, for instance, if you have been trying to achieve something in a certain way and you kept failing at doing it in a certain way, then think outside of the box, you know, think about unorthodox solutions, that kind of thing. Speaking of unorthodox, wow. Because the position over here, yeah, look at this, like, the position over here is telling you that your how should I put it, rigid thinking, okay? Rigid, not just rigid thinking, but literally with the Hierophant, this could be traditions. This is literally traditions or something like in your past, the way that you have been doing things has been getting in your way. Oh, another thing I wanted to say that just came up to me right now, with the Sun and the Five of Swords, your greatest support, your greatest strength in the month of November is going to come from your creative thinking, creative thoughts, you know, thinking outside of the box, like I said. Okay, I'm going to move on. So what I see here in terms of what could be hindering you in reaching your potential is the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Hierophant. So this shows as a traditional sort of energy. This could literally be some kind of a female figure. The Queen of Pentacles could be a woman who is maybe in a position of authority. This could also be someone who has financial power over you. It may not even actually be a woman, but someone who has a strong feminine energy. This could also be astrologically someone who has strong placements in Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or strong Saturn, Venus energy. And yeah, like I said, so this could be either a person or it's just the establishment, or, like, you know, the collective zeitgeist around that pressures people to stick to traditions. You know, it could be your culture, could be whatever. Like, basically what is the message here is that traditions are basically getting in your way one way or another. It could be like literal traditions, or it could be social pressures. It could be someone around you who very specifically is trying to control you, trying to maybe get in the way of your authentic self and your personal expression, especially when it comes to any kind of creative expression. You know, maybe someone who is threatened by your authentic self. So this is what you might have to deal with in terms of opposition. And then we have the Four of Wands and the five. It's interesting that you have so many fives as well. This is a lot of Mercury energy. Look at this. You have the Five of Swords, the Hierophant with the number 5, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups. A lot of number 5s. All right. And yeah, so you have the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Wands underneath. So what this is showing is that you're actually moving away from, this could literally be conflicts in the family, all right? For some of you, this is the family that you have built, maybe. So it could be like a romantic partner, a spouse, children. For some of you who are not married yet, especially, this could be your family of origin. Of course, this could also be the in-laws, for instance, for some people. But basically some kind of family business, and you're moving away from a situation of conflict. I feel like in recent history, you have had a lot of conflicts with people in your family. This is about coming from different backgrounds. This is really specific, but I feel like maybe many of you who are watching this pile, you come from a multi-ethnic background, multicultural background, or you could have married into a family that is pretty different from your culture. So I see a lot of conflicts that have happened because of very different opinions, very different worldviews. So again, this could be literally you've had a lot of conflicts, but you're moving away from this. So see how this resonates. Maybe some of you know exactly what this is about, like you have had recent conflicts with some people. But this is you putting all of that behind, like leaving away the drama and moving on basically during this month. And if this is people that have literally been harassing you or have tried to make your life difficult, this is them being silenced basically. Okay, moving on to the near future here, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Six of Wands. This is kind of a contradictory energy here. So actually, let me do something. Please clarify the Five of Cups for me, Spirit. Please clarify the Five of Cups for me here. Tell me, Spirit. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. Oh, wow. So I feel like what this is showing is you're moving away from I don't want to say failure, but I think for many of you, this was financial worries, financial worries, and also a feeling like you have missed out. For some of you, on a very serious note, this could be like a really deep level of dissatisfaction with life. Like some of you may have felt like you have missed the boat in some way, in some major way in life. Like maybe you don't like the career path that you are in, or maybe you are not happy with the partner you are with. So I feel like by the end of this month, you're going to see a lot more possibilities. And for those of you who have been working on something for a long time, like a project or something, you're going to have some kind of significant breakthrough, basically, by the end of the month. Because I see that you are moving away from sadness. You're moving away from, crying over spilled milk here, and learning to make the most of what you have and turn this into a victory. And with the Four of Pentacles, this is definitely telling me that you are... how should I put it? This could be interpreted in two different ways. Like either you're moving away from a position of, let's say, financial hardship. So this means you're going to be gaining more money by the end of the month. But another way that I think is more likely is just that your frugality, is that the way to put it? Frugality, I guess. Is that the word? Anyway. Yeah, your ability to be frugal and economic is going to pay off by the end of the month. So it means you're going to manage to have more savings, but at the same time, you're also going to learn to loosen up a little bit and learn to enjoy yourself. So you're finding kind of a balance when it comes to your finances between being too stingy and pinching every penny to understanding that, yes, it's good to save money and to plan your finances, but it's also okay to indulge every now and then and to have some fun. And the ending here, the grand finale of the month, is the Eight of Cups clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. And then Spirit wanted you to have an extra card, this one that came out, the Emperor. So this is definitely showing that by the end of the month, you are definitely going to be better off. Like there's a moving away from some kind of sadness. Again, I'm getting that song in my head. I think I mentioned this in other videos whenever I say moving away, walking away. That song by Craig David. It's really old. I think it's from the 2000s. Like, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. I don't remember what the rest of the lyrics are, but it was very popular back in the day. And anyway, it's giving me this vibe of, especially looking at the rest of the spread, I think for many of you, this is walking away from people who are not supportive, maybe toxic individuals, but also just that feeling of emotional heaviness and disappointment in general. This could be for some of you, for instance, this could be like you have not been in the best emotional state, or you have had a lot of heaviness that you have carried with you. Although, for the most part, I don't think that you are particularly depressed when you're going to start this month. But I think for the most part, you know, you're just leaving a more negative chapter, and you're kind of looking at the past chapter of your life, or let's say the recent history that you have had, with an attitude of wisdom, of like what you have learned from this and how you can make better decisions in the future, basically, and how you can go on, basically. And I will say one thing, though, that this is not showing some kind of like kumbaya, you know, dancing in the streets naked sort of party for all sort of thing. You know, it's not going to be like some kind of wild happiness by the end of the month. I'm seeing more like a slow and steady climb, and I am seeing that you will be very busy by the end of the month. But I think for the most part, this is going to be a good busy. This is going to be a kind of busy that you maybe have been waiting for, or, you know, it's a kind of busy that you are going to welcome into your life because you are driven by a strong sense of purpose, and you're going to be working towards something you want to achieve. And with the Emperor here coming out as an extra card for you, funny. It also means Christmas is going to be nearer by the end of the month, of course. But what it actually shows is, again, you're heading towards this position of the Emperor, of being very in control of your life. And for some of you, this is about reaching a higher level of respectability, recognition, seniority, for instance. This could even be literally about you getting a promotion in some situations. Depends. If you're working for yourself, this could just be, you know, you're going to get more business and more money and more respect in your line of work. Pretty much, this is what I'm seeing here. I mean, you do also have this card that says abundance. And then you also have pay attention to the signs. I feel like this, now looking at the rest of the spread, I think that this card with pay attention to the signs, this might also be warning you about people around you. You know, because the rest of the spread kind of suggests that you may have dealt with conflict with people that were not healthy, you know, naysayers and such. And I would say for most of you, this is people that were quite close to you at some point, like near your family, a part of your entourage, friends, so on and so forth, okay? For most of you, I think it's family. Okay, so this is what I got with the cards. Let me get the astrological signifiers right now. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What can you tell me about pile number 1? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them, Spirit? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them, Spirit? Let's see. We have opposition, tension, and opposites. We have Neptune, dreams and spirit. We have Pisces, the dreamer. We have third house, communication and interaction. We have Capricorn, the boss. Okay, I was kind of expecting maybe to see some sun energy, but it doesn't matter. We already have a lot of sun energy. So the boss here is really mirroring this emperor energy here. So this is definitely kind of giving me the vibe of the last cards that came out, the Seven of Pentacles. So this is an energy of you are going to have a slow and steady climb throughout this month. But it's also a message from Spirit that it's like you get what you give. You know, you're going to get the direct proportional outcome to the amount of effort that you are willing to put in towards your goals, you know. And this is you taking charge of your life. This is about not leaving things to chance. It's about planning. It's about being organized. And it's about being responsible, taking ownership of your life, you know. So this is a general vibe that you're going to have in November. And then we have opposition. Again, to me, this is kind of a confirmation of maybe dealing with people who come from different backgrounds, come from very different viewpoints. There might still be, you know, some ongoing conflict throughout the month of November, but I think for most of you, this is like slowly gonna, you know, fizzle out basically as the month progresses, considering what the tarot cards have to say. This does also show, I think, you know, I would also take it as a message from Spirit that you need to also think about how the other half feels, and then practice the ability to think outside of the box as well, because the sign of opposition is about, you know, being able to put yourself in the opposite person's shoes, you know, being able to put yourself in the shoes of someone who's very different, you know, and look at them from a perspective of empathy and try to see where they're coming from. So we also have the Pisces energy. We also have Neptune. So both of these cards are Pisces energies. So Pisces is very creative. It's very dreamy. This is probably that Queen of Cups energy that came through. Maybe also the Five of Cups. So this shows that in this month, for you, the bridge or like the barrier between the subconscious and the conscious is going to get a little bit fuzzier than usual. You're going to have a lot of creative inspiration. You might have inspiring dreams. You might have very, not just inspiring dreams, but you might have very significant dreams. Like there might be some reason why you're dreaming what you're dreaming. So it would be a good idea to keep a journal of your dreams and try to see if there's some kind of a common theme or messages coming through during the month of November. And then the Pisces also shows that faith is going to be strong with you. So I feel like for many of you, you're, even though you're like, on the one hand, going to be pragmatic and planning things ahead and all this stuff, you're also going to be getting in touch with a very strong sense of faith and kind of like maybe regaining a sense of faith, you know, in a higher power, a higher plan. And we have the third house, which again is a very take charge sort of energy. The third house is actually one of the business houses in astrology and Vedic astrology especially. And it's about being brave and, you know, being enterprising and just going after what you want, you know. So this is what I'm seeing for you in the month of November. Basically, you're going to become a lot more determined and, you know, develop this kind of go-getter, I know what I want, nothing's going to get in my way sort of energy. For those of you who are interested in becoming more independent, for instance, and starting your own business or a side hustle, this is definitely a sign that you're on the right track, and it's very likely going to happen for you as long as you put in the work, of course, because this is about, you know, pushing through and just getting what you want, you know, just sheer willpower. And it's also about independence. But then it's also about communication and interaction. And then it's also about short trips, traveling, errands, stuff like that. So this could also show that in the month of November, you might be taking a short trip. And it's also showing that you're going to be using a lot of your communication skills. So see how this resonates. For some of you, more specifically, this could be dealings with younger siblings and or neighbors. All right, this is pretty much what I have. And now the Astro Dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What can you tell me for pile number 1? What's going to happen for them in the month of November 2024? Oh, and here we have it. Bingo. The Sun. And then we have Sagittarius. And we have the number 5. See, literally the first thing that came into my mind was Mumbo number 5, which is like just showing you how old I am. But let's not dwell on that. But no, I was thinking about, aside from Mumbo number 5, I was thinking about 2 separate other things. The number 5 that I was seeing here repeatedly, and I said it's Mercury. But it could also be the 5th house, which is also ruled by the Sun. So I would take it as both of them, actually, considering the fact that you also have the 3rd house, which also corresponds to Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So this is also some Mercury energy here. But either way, 5th house, if it's connected to Mercury, this is reinforcing the fact that you're going to become more curious, maybe studying a lot during this month. Like I said, also with the I am the teacher stone here, you could be learning something important. You're going to be some kind of an apprentice. This could also be about literally teaching. Again, fifth house can also be the house of teaching. And either way, this is like an exchange of information happening. You're learning, maybe you're teaching, maybe you're both, you know, at the same time. This could also be about working with children, dealing with children more often. But most importantly, with the sun and the fifth house coming through, this is a very strong recurring theme of you developing your authentic self, you know, staying true to yourself. And look at this, empowerment, you know, just like this card says, empowerment. So this is just showing that you are empowering yourself by taking charge of your life, basically, in the month of November. And by the end of the month, you're definitely moving into a space of more confidence, more vitality, more energy. By the way, for those of you who have struggled with health issues, this is definitely a sign that your health is going to improve by the end of the month, because the sun is vital energy, you know. So increase of vitality literally means that your health is going to get better. And the Sagittarius is also, again, this could be about higher education, but Sagittarius is also, just like Pisces, ruled by Jupiter. So this is about faith, you know, becoming more optimistic, more full of faith. And last but not least, it's also about traveling. So again, we have two themes of travel here. Like some of you could be going somewhere in the month of November. The third house speaks of short-term travel, short distance travel. Ninth house and Sagittarius tends to show, you know, more adventurous stuff like traveling abroad or long-term travel. But since we have Sagittarius as a sign, this could also just show that you might be drawn to spend more time in nature, go on a hike, you know, have some kind of an adventure, basically, with Sagittarius. At the very least, if this is not about physical traveling, this could just be a call to become more intellectually adventurous. You know, go for reading the books that you feel drawn to, expand your horizons, you know, intellectually, basically. All right, this is what I have for you, pile number 3. And also, as a last thought, I don't know if I said this clearly, but ultimately, any kind of creative idea you have in November, this is something you're supposed to pursue, basically. Any creative endeavor, any kind of creative desire, and anything that just makes you feel alive and passionate and makes you feel like, you know, basically puts you in the flow, in that energy where you just lose track of time. That's something you're meant to develop in the month of November. Last reference before I leave you. I just recently saw that movie by Pixar called Soul. That, I don't know, for some reason I remember that it's absolutely a great movie, and by the way, you should be watching it. With this kind of a tarot spread, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it because you might get some inspiration from that story. Yeah. Anyway, so this is what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope you have enjoyed it. I definitely have a lot of strong messages for you. I hope you have a great month. And also, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, click on the notifications bell if you want to see when I will upload a new reading. Also, comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to give, or any kind of ideas you have for future readings that you want me to cover. If you want to support my channel further, you can do so by clicking on the join button, become a member in exchange for a small monthly fee. If you're interested in a private tarot reading, check out the video description. I have left my contact information there. I've also left a link to reviews I have gotten for private readings before if you're curious to see them. Might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And last but not least, I also have an astrology channel where I focus mainly on Vedic astrology, but also on some tropical insights, since I have more than 20 years of experience reading horoscopes, mostly in Vedic astrology for the past over 10 years or so. But like I said, I also am very, very familiar with the tropical system, and I often blend the knowledge that I get from both of those. So if you're curious about astrology, go ahead and check out my channel, maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye! Welcome, pile number 2. This is your reading if you have chosen this card, number 11, the Justice, and or this citrine cluster crystal. This is one of my favorite crystals, but don't tell anyone. Anyway, this is going to be the card selection phase. I'm going to add timestamps if you don't want to sit through this, so you can skip directly to the interpretation, because I will be taking my sweet time. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Spirit, tell me. All right. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 2? The people who chose the citrine cluster. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 2? The people who chose the citrine cluster crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Okay, that one just popped out. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 2? The people who chose the citrine cluster crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Tell me, Spirit. Tell me. Come on. Okay, this one just wants to come out. Let's see what you have here. We have, oh, sexual arts, number 33. Hope I don't get banned for saying that. Am I allowed to say that when I just said it? Honestly, I haven't seen this card before. Number 33, which is ruled by Venus. Okay, let me hide it quickly before. Anyway, so we also have okay, wait a minute. Reproach, number 25. We have kind of a symmetry here, even though, okay, this is a man and a woman, and here we have 2 snakes. Something is going on, maybe with some relationship drama, number 2. I don't know. We have travel, okay. Let every aspect of this trip unfold in harmony. May divine order arrange and handle every detail. I'll be guided easily and follow the leads as they are shown. You know what this makes me think of is that saying of it's about the journey, not the destination, or something like that. So I feel like maybe also with number 33, sexual arts, this is about Venus. This is about enjoyment. And we have reproach as well. Where should I put it? Over here. Okay. Either way, you cannot see them properly, so you know what? I'm just going to stick this one here because this one doesn't have to be seen. Anyway, okay, we have number 33, Venus 25, number 7, that's key to energy. And we have number 61. We have the number 6 again, but we also have the number 7, actually. We have the number 7 coming out twice here. Okay, West, feminine, fall. Okay, we are in the fall right now. Adult, earth. I'm going to read the description for this from the booklet, so bear with me. West, okay, feminine, fall, adult, earth. I am the West, I am sunset, I am dusk. I am the most powerful time of day. I am the crack in the universe, I am the space between worlds. I am the color black. I am where the sun dies. It is here where things start and also where things end. It is death. It is rebirth. Listen to your intuitions. Listen to the woman within us all. Feel your emotions. This is the place of sacred dreams, a place of psychic powers. You journey within yourself, seeking inner vision and introspection, which can provide great self-healing. Do not be afraid of transformations. There is security in change. I have come of age. I am an adult. I am moving. I am dance. I am movement. Wow, this is really impressive because I wonder if whoever wrote this is familiar with astrology, because the sunset is actually the time when the sun is moving through the 7th house, the house of marriage, and also the house of death. And a lot of these themes are being described here in this card. Really impressive. I mean, we also have the number 7 here, numerologically. 6 plus 1 is 7. So some kind of a 7th house energy. And then you also have, and also by the way, the 7th house is also about sexuality. So I wonder what's going on here, okay? But I'm gonna hold my thoughts and see what the rest of the cards are gonna show, all right? How should I put this? Like this. That's good enough. So let's see what the tarot cards are going to show. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2, the people who chose the citrine cluster crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for pile number 2? Let's see. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Moon. We have the Page of Wands. We have Judgment. Oh, wow. Wow, we have the 9 of Swords. I'm already getting some stuff here. And we have Death. And there was a strong message of transformation in this card. I'm seeing a lot of patterns already. Alrighty. Oh gosh, whatever. I'm doing my best here to line them up. But hopefully you can see all of them. Okay, let me get some more cards. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 2, the people who chose the citrine cluster crystal? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them, Spirit? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? We have the World. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? We have the Lovers. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the 6 of Wands. Wow. I'm going to get an extra card to clarify this because I'm very curious, okay? Spirit, please clarify the 6 of Wands over here. Tell me, Spirit. Please clarify the 6 of Wands. Please clarify the 6 of Wands over here. Tell me, Spirit. These 2 cards are coming out at once. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. For the 6 of Wands. Okay. Don't know where to stick them so that they don't. Okay, I'm going to leave them here. So pile number 2. I did not mean for this to turn into some kind of a 18 plus sort of reading, but look at this, y'all. Yeah, you have these messages that have to do with sexuality. We have the Lovers, we have sexual arts, which is also shown by number 6, which is ruled by Venus in numerology, which has to do with the 7th house. I've said this, like, there's a lot of 7th house energy here. You also have this card with feminine, fall, and 61, number 61, which boils down to a number 7 again. And you have this card with reproach, which is a number 7 as well. So like I said, in this case, I would see number 7 as showing the 7th house, which is the house of partnership, marriage, and sexuality. So I really, and also the 2 snakes here, this also makes me think of, like, you know, something like that, especially since it's connected to root chakra, kundalini, and all that stuff. And basically, I know this is not going to be for everyone because this is pretty specific and this is a general reading, but I feel like for some of you, this month is about literally healing something to do with your sexuality. So take that how it resonates, okay? This could be about, I don't know, coming out of the closet for some of you, you know, coming to terms with the fact that you may not have you know, the traditional quote unquote sexuality. For some of you, it could be about healing sexual traumas. It's, you know, having to deal with repressed desires. But I think it's maybe not so much in the sense that, I don't know, you're going to have a lot of sexual activity or something like that. It's more about removing repression somehow. And not just repression, but I think shame. There might be like some people here who are carrying shame about their sexuality, I think, because we have like the Lovers here with the Judgment. Look at this. We have Judgment clarified by the Lovers in the 4th position. So to me, this is showing like literally you're moving behind, you're leaving behind the shame or the judgment of others when it comes to, you know, what makes you happy romance-wise. The number 6, again, is Venus and the Lovers. Here, the Lovers does not just have to do with strictly sexuality and romance, but it also has to do with literally everything that you love. But I do think that in this case, it's especially about sexuality for some of you. And for those of you who, you know, don't relate to this at all, and it's not about having some kind of repressed sexuality or some kind of sexual traumas or anything like that, this could just be about something to do with, like, you have been shamed for being yourself or pursuing something you love, you know. And, oh, even more specific for some of you, this could be about having the courage to go after a certain person that you like. You know, like maybe you have felt judged, or maybe there were people around you in your family or even society who frowned upon your choice of romantic partner, or you have been afraid to pursue a person because you were afraid of judgment. So you're moving away from that in this month. And by the way, these 2 cards, these came out to clarify the 6 of Wands here, which is here, the 6 of Wands. And we have the 8 of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is moving away. This is moving away from some kind of a dark cycle. I think, again, this really makes me think of like some kind of traumas, because 8 of Cups is about emotional heaviness. But let me just, you know, let me take it one step at a time, because I moved straight to the ending here. But I just wanted, you know, I generally like to start by telling people, you know, the general vibe that I'm getting, the overall themes. Another overall theme is the one of transformation, because you have the Death card, and then you have this card, which I hope you have listened to the description that I read from the booklet. This is also talking about death and transformation. And I said how, you know, on point it is, because it's almost like it's describing the symbolism behind the 7th house in Vedic astrology. You know, sexuality, death, marriage, transformation. Anyway, these are common themes. Okay, let me break it down. So this is you at the beginning of the month. We have the 3 of Pentacles clarified by the World, which is also number 21. So to me, this is showing that when you're starting out at the beginning of the month, you're very busy learning something. You know, you could also just be busy with your job, but I think for most of you, this is about learning something, opening your perspective, broadening your horizons, you know. I was just thinking about this. We also have the Justice. Why didn't I think about that from the beginning? We have the Justice card as the first card that came out for your pile here, which is also Libra energy, which is also 7th house. For some of you, this is very, very specifically about, and you know if this is your case, okay? This is about a relationship. This is about some kind of drama, about you not feeling accepted because of your romantic partner, or like I said, you're afraid to pursue a romantic partner because you're afraid of judgment. Anyway, moving back to it. So the World here can be interpreted as an ending as well. So like literally, I feel like for those of you who have chosen this pile, this is some kind of epic change happening in this month. Like there's some kind of a big chapter of your life closing and another one opening. because it starts with an ending and it ends with transformation. So you are transforming in you're really leaving some kind of old self behind, basically, from the beginning of the month until the end of the month. We also have the moon, again, traumas. We have the moon clarified by the Knight of Cups. The moon speaks of childhood traumas, and this is the supporting energy here this month. The moon clarified by the Knight of Cups. There's two ways to look at this, and actually both ways, they don't necessarily cancel each other out. Both of them could be valid at the same time. One way to look at it is that your intuition is very strong this month. Your intuition is really supporting your path and your development. So you need to learn to trust your intuition. This is what the Knight of Cups is about. It's about following intuition. So it's about, going with the flow. Also just learning to trust your hunches, trust when you get that gut feeling that it's pointing you in the right direction. Another way to look at this is you are working through some kind of past traumas. So your ability to go back and deal with these things could somehow support your path this month. This could even be literally like getting back to therapy, getting into therapy for the first time. This would definitely be recommended with this placement here, the moon. Because the moon and the Knight of Cups, this is showing that even though there's a lot of potential here, and sure, you might have heightened intuition and creativity and all these like flashes of brilliance even with your insights, especially when it comes to human behavior and creativity. But on the other hand, this also shows that you're not in a particularly grounded space, Like you might be too unstable emotionally. Like you might have mood swings, ups and downs and stuff like that. And you're definitely very in your feminine this month, and you have this message repeatedly. This is why I really think that mostly this is about women. Like if this is about women, especially the message that has to do with sexuality, I think this is more towards women than it is towards men. If you are a man, I think it's more likely that you are gay. I'm not saying that any man who's watching this is going to be gay, but you know what I mean. I feel like this is a message for gay men about their sexuality, maybe. Learning to move away from judgment and accepting who you really are. And again, maybe this is not even about sexuality. This could just be about accepting your feminine side as well, because it could be like Libra is also an energy of balance, so the Libra theme, the 7th house theme coming through so strongly, this could just show that you are out of balance, and this spread is pushing towards the feminine energy. So I feel like many of you maybe who are in this pile, you have been very strongly into your masculine, rational energy, and this month you're going to be pushed into the other direction of having to deal with your emotions and heal a lot of your feminine energy as well. We do have the Page of Wands clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. This is the opposition. This is the obstacles that you're going to have to deal with this month in order to reach your goals or reach the end of the month successfully. So this shows you might be a little bit too, I hate to say it, but a little bit too rational. The Knight of Pentacles is a kind of energy that is, likes to take things methodically, step by step, very kind of analytical. And also the Page of Wands, even though the Page of Wands is kind of like well-intended, let's say, it's a pretty immature energy. It's a childlike energy. So I feel like, again, this is, the message that I'm getting here is that Spirit is telling you, don't use your analytical abilities to escape your feelings. Like the mind, the rational part of you is going to pull you out of feeling your feelings and dealing with, again, I really feel like the overall message for you is healing. Really, it's about healing this month. This is what it is. This is about experiencing the feminine energy, which is healing, nurturing. This is also about you giving yourself more time, more gentleness, being almost like a mother figure towards yourself with the moon energy. Venus as well, which is coming out so strongly in this spread, is a very healing energy. It's about healing, you know? So this is what I'm getting here. Also, like I said, the Judgment and the Lovers, I already went through this, so I feel like you're leaving behind some kind of judgment about, again, the Lovers could be something you love, okay? But since there's a repeated theme of 7th house, I would say for many, if not most of you, this is about your sexuality or a particular person that you're attracted to. So you're leaving away the judgment. You're moving away from caring about other people's opinions. The near future here, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look super optimistic because we do have the 9 of Swords. We do have the 9 of Swords, but it is clarified by the 6 of Pentacles. So in the near future, you might be experiencing more anxiety. So near future, this means, let's say, when you're moving towards the end of November, maybe even a little bit afterwards, right? This will show that you might experience more anxiety, okay? You might experience, probably because of the changes, because changes are never comfortable. And when I say changes, look, for some of you, again, depending on the situation, this could be a very physical thing. Oh my gosh, I just realized we have the world and travel. Like, for some of you, this is literally about having to travel as well. There could be some element of travel involved. But for all of you, irrespective of whether there's some kind of a physical travel happening, this is about the transformation. This is about something you're going through internally, some kind of a journey. And any kind of change is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to probably bring out some fears, some, especially if you are going against everything that you've ever done or everything that is part of your comfort zone, basically, you're very likely going to experience this anxiety. And it's backed up by the 6 of Pentacles. This is really, really specific, but 6 of Pentacles could have to deal with 2 things. Could be teachers, could be children. So for some of you, this is really specific, but some of you could be afraid that you're going to be judged by, let's say, a mentor or a teacher. And for some of you, you're going to be afraid of being judged by children. Maybe your own children. That could be a thing, okay? This could also show that some of you are afraid that by staying true to yourself and being who you are, you're afraid that your livelihood might be affected, or that you won't be able to take care of someone like you used to be able to take care of them. This is what I'm getting here, okay? This reading, I have to say, seems quite specific. Like, there are a lot of messages that, I don't know, they seem really specific. Like, someone here has to hear these things, but I'm sure that it's not going to be for everyone. Anyway, this is what I'm seeing. Near future, okay? Quite some anxiety happening. But then the end, towards the end of the month, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good happy ending here. We have the Death card clarified by the 6 of Wands. And like I said, the 6 of Wands came out as clarified by the 8 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So by the end of the month, you're going to be a lot more, first of all, stable in terms of your emotions, but also in terms of your finances. You're going to, come out as a person who's a lot more self-aware, balanced, and also someone who, again, the Queen of Pentacles is kind of feminine. It's giving me, what I'm thinking about? The fact that the moon is exalted in Taurus, and you do have the moon here. So I'm feeling this vibe of you just becoming healed, more emotionally healed, basically. Not that you're not going to have emotions. But you're just going to be a lot more aware of where your emotions are coming from, what they mean. You're going to feel like a lot more in control of yourself mentally and emotionally. And you're also like leaving away some kind of, moving away from a painful chapter. It feels like by the end of the month, you're really ready to just start a new chapter of your life and leave the past behind. That's what I'm seeing with the Eight of Pentacles. And the Six of Wands is really showing some kind of significant success. And I think considering the rest of the spread, the main success here is about literally you being yourself, but then it's also about feeling happier overall, and also feeling a lot more grateful for what you have in life. That's what the Six of Wands is about as well. Like, Six of Wands is about celebrating every milestone as opposed to, postponing the celebration until you achieve absolutely everything you want. Yeah, but there's definitely some major transformation happening. I think what could also be happening is by the end of the month, many of you could be going through some kind of a significant transformation of your definition of success. Like, makes me think of people who, again, also considering this Judgment and the Lovers thing, like people who have pursued, like I said, for some of you, this could be very, very literally about sexuality, relationships. For some of you, the Lovers could just be pursuing what you love, So it makes me think of, for instance, someone who maybe has pursued a career that their parents wanted, but when they grow up, they realize that they just don't care anymore. Like, they don't care about impressing their parents or impressing society, and they really don't see that as success anymore, to have accolades and get a pat on the back from society, as opposed to just doing something you love for a living that makes you feel alive and passionate every day, right? So that's what I'm getting here with this. For some of you very specifically, okay, I'm getting a lot of specific messages, so bear with me here. But for some of you, this could be literally about getting back together with someone. This is what I'm getting here. A specific person, either getting back with someone, or maybe it's someone you have met in the past, but for some reason you didn't have the chance to pursue anything with this person, and you might have a second chance now. Within the next month, there might be some kind of a significant rekindling of an old flame here. Okay, this is what I see with the tarot cards. Let me see what I get with the astrological cards. Spirit, tell me what you can tell me for pile number 2. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for pile number 2? The citrine cluster crystal. Tell me, Spirit, what is the month of November 2024 going to bring for pile number 2? Let's see. We have Square, Challenge and Disharmony. We have Scorpio, the Mystic. We have 10th House, Career and Success. We have Neptune, Dreams and Spirit. We have Leo, the Extrovert. So Scorpio is also connected to sexuality, is all I'm going to say. Okay, we have root chakra here with the Scorpio energy. We also have 10th house, career and success. Okay, so by the end of the month, for some of you, the Six of Wands here, this is about a very specific career goal. Okay, so it definitely shows that you're going to be very focused on developing professionally. And when it comes to your overall, maybe even reputation, you're going to see an increase of that by the end of the month. And then we also have Leo and Scorpio, which incidentally happened to create a square, which also came out here. So this is about reconciling two different aspects of yourself. Funny, because Leo is also masculine, Scorpio is feminine. So that could trace back to that idea that I said, that you have to, heal more of your feminine energy, or just find a balance between your masculine and feminine sides, which I know is easier said than done, but basically this is what I'm seeing here. It's like, it's more of an inner challenge, I feel, more of an inner disharmony here. But then we also have the Neptune energy, which is about developing intuition, creativity. This could also show that your subconscious is going to be really active. It might be a good idea to trace your dreams, for instance. Keep a journal of your dreams and see if there are repeated themes, things that might give you some insights into your psyche or unresolved issues. Scorpio is the sign of transformation, by the way. So that's a very strong confirmation that you're going through this very transformative phase. And now, obviously, it's probably not just for, like, literally from the 1st of November until the end of, what is it, the 30th, right? That's the last day. It's not like literally this is when it starts and then this is where it ends. Of course, it could be like an ongoing process, but Spirit is telling me that this is the main theme here, some kind of massive transformation happening in your life. And like I said, I really think that the transformation is starting from the inside out. You know, it's like you figuring out some kind of traumas maybe, or just trying to understand yourself better. And I see that you are developing your confidence and your creativity. And also your understanding, like I said, your understanding of yourself, but of human nature in general, maybe. Okay, let me get the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, you couldn't see it, but I'm pushing it right now. And look, it came out as Scorpio. Spirit, okay, I still have 2 of them. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? We also have Jupiter, and we also have number 2. So number 2, I connect this to the 2nd house, and the 2nd house is the house of family of origin, okay? I really feel like for many of you, this is about childhood traumas, honestly. Or, you know, sorting out, maybe it's not literally just about childhood traumas, but about sorting out some kind of relationships from the past, from your early childhood. 2nd house is also the house of savings. It's also the house of self-esteem and diets as well. So all of these themes could be particularly prominent in November with Jupiter and the 2nd house. And then you also have the Queen of Pentacles and all this. I definitely see, and oh my God, we have travel again. So this is a strong confirmation for some of you that you might be traveling with the Jupiter coming out, because this is about traveling, okay? And Jupiter is also about wisdom, and it's about opportunity. So a lot of opportunities could be coming in for you. And with the Scorpio, again, this is about, you know, very strong themes of transformation, getting down to the bottom of things, understanding the situation you are in on a deeper level. This could also be about you becoming more introspective in general this month, and also, or could also be developing more of an interest in the occult, including things like tarot, maybe Wicca, stuff like that. Although I would suggest you are careful with that if you get into it. But then with the 2nd house, like I said, this is this is mainly making me think of childhood issues that you might be pushed to sort out by the end of the month. And your saving, did I say that your savings are going to increase? Yeah, I definitely see some financial gains happening by the end of the month. And more faith and optimism as well is coming into your life. Okay, this is pretty much what I have for you. Pile number 2, I hope you have enjoyed this reading. I definitely have. And if you have, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications bell if you want to see when I will post a new video. Comment in the comment section with anything you would like to share, feedback that you would like to give, ideas for future topics that you might like me to cover. If you're interested in getting a private tarot reading from me, check out the video description. I will leave my contact information there. You can email me for more details and pricing lists for readings. And then I've also left a link in the video description to reviews I've gotten for private readings before. If you want to check them out, might help you decide if you want to get a private reading. And last but not least, I also have an astrology channel where I focus mainly on Vedic astrology, but also with some tropical insights, since I have been into astrology for more than 20 years, more than 10 years into Vedic. So I have a lot of insights into tropical astrology, and I sometimes draw inspiration from both of them. But like I said, mostly Vedic. So if you're interested in astrology, go ahead and check out this channel, subscribe to it. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great month. I hope, this is going to be a fulfilling and healing journey. And yeah, I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading if you have chosen this Page of Cups card and or this rose quartz / apatite. I'm not sure what it is. If anyone knows, please comment in the comment section. I think it's rose quartz, but it could also be apatite. So anyway, this is your reading, okay? If you have chosen this card in crystal, this is going to be the card selection phase. I'm going to add timestamps so you can skip directly to the interpretation if you don't want to sit through it. All right, let's see. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 3? The people who chose the rose quartz crystal, what is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them, Spirit? What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for pile number 3? Spirit, what is the month of November 2024 going to bring for my pile number 3s? Tell me, Spirit. Both of these want to come out. Okay. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3, the people who chose the rose quartz crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Tell me, Spirit. Okay. That's enough. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What will the month of November 2024 going to bring into their lives for my pile number 3s? Tell me, Spirit. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for my pile number 3s? So let's see what you got here. You have 2 of these cards. The other piles only got 1. Okay, 35, message of peace. We have anger number 9. All right. Pretty strong messages already. And then let's see what else. We have patience number 23. Very cute card. I don't know how to place them in such a way that you can see everything. Let me stick it like that. Yeah, it's not going to sit. Okay, I'm just going to put them like this, one on top of the other. Okay, let's see what else. We have empowerment. Okay, this card also came out for one of the other piles. So if you feel drawn to the other piles, you might want to check it out. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. And then we have this card, number 46, Red Wood, Feminine, North, Mars, Earth. Wait, I gotta rearrange the cards. All right, I put the other cards there by the ghost. So now I'm gonna read the description for this card, Redwood, number 46, Feminine, North, Mars, Earth. We have Mars twice already. Mars here, and we have the number 9 there, which is ruled by Mars. It also says anger, which is a very Mars theme. So anyway, let's see what this card has to say. 46. I am Redwood. I am the majestic grandmother spirit of the forests. Through my roots, you will come to understand that trivial friendships can become profound relationships. I am unending, I am lasting truth that aims you towards the ultimate wisdom and knowledge you are seeking. I extend your awareness of the universal experience. Consider the eminence you are placing on yourself by restricting your upward growth. I come of age. You must also come of age, grow up, and face that which is on your path. Consider the eminence you are placing on yourself by restricting your upward growth. I see. Okay, this is a very feminine themed sort of energy. 46 boils down to a number 11, which is ruled by the moon. Okay, but let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring into their lives, Spirit? Tell me, Spirit. We have Temperance. We have King of Wands. We have Judgment. We have Nine of Swords. We have Page of Wands. And we have the Fool. All right. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 3? The people who chose the rose quartz crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? So let's see. Queen of Wands, 3 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Moon. Wow. Pile number 3. This is intense. You already have this double message about the grandmother spirit, and then you also have the moon. So I'm going to give you the main message here that this is going to sound kind of woo-woo, even for a tarot reading, but when I read that card that said grandmother spirit, I literally thought of my own grandmother who passed away. So it made well, all of my grandparents passed away, but my last grandmother passed away in, I think it was 2022. I even lost track, actually. It was January, I think, 2022. Anyway, but the message here, I mean, speaking of grandmothers and also all this moon energy here and all the pages going on here, I feel like some of you have some kind of a Peter Pan syndrome. And I feel like, again, the part that I was going to say that is kind of woo-woo here is I wonder if you have some kind of a spirit guide that is maybe even some kind of a maternal figure or even a grandmother that passed away that is guiding you. Or it could be like female ancestors, especially coming from the mother's line, the mother's lineage. And you know, oh my gosh, look at this Mars. Yeah, like I said, so we have Mars here on the redwood, which happens to be a very tall, impressive tree. And we have the Mars energy, and we have anger here with the number 9 on that card. I really think that, you know, Spirit is telling you, and again, I don't know how to say this in a way that is not, I don't know, insulting. I hope that you don't take it as an insulting message, but Spirit is basically telling you to grow up, like, in a nice way, because there are so many page energies here. We start out as a Page of Cups. So, yeah, so much page energy. Page of Cups, and then we have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. The only one that is missing is the Page of Pentacles. So you have a lot of page energies here. This is a very youthful energy. And then the king that you have, because you also have the queen, the king and queen here are of wands, which is not the most stable energy. It's very passionate, very kind of follows its heart and all this stuff. And it's not even so much about growing up, because to say, especially in today's age, you know, day and age, to tell people to grow up sounds a little bit vague, because the definitions of what is normal according to society vary a lot based on the society that the person functions in. So I think it's more about taking the bull by the horns, actually. This is about telling you not to dwell in escapism, which I think that many of you who have chosen this pile may have indulged in. And I also think that you tend to be hot-headed because of this message of anger things. So I feel like Spirit is telling you that you need to take the anger and use it in a way that is productive. We have the Temperance and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands oftentimes speaks of a shadow side. You know, having elements of your personality that are self-sabotaging. But the good news, sort of, is the fact that you are balancing. You know, starting out at the beginning of the month, there's this unique ability that you have, that where you are blending different sides of your personality or different interests that seem to be very different from one another, almost opposites. But you are somehow doing some kind of a balancing act, and you're doing pretty well emotionally and psychologically. You know, like maintaining your balance, pursuing something, pursuing a passion. And that's really helping you maintain your stability mentally and emotionally. And you also have this support from the King of Wands and the Three of Wands. So this shows that in this month, there will be plenty of opportunities for adventure, for stepping outside of the comfort zone that you are used to. There will be opportunities for you to develop your confidence, your sense of faith in life, and the sense of vision that you may have for yourself. And also, very specifically, leadership abilities. I think that Spirit is kind of quietly or not so quietly nudging you in the direction of maybe you should step up a little bit in terms of having more responsibilities, you know, taking more of a proactive approach towards life. This is the general vibe that I'm getting here, you know. Again, please don't take offense. Like, this could be sometimes maybe Spirit even telling you, figure out a way to use that anger or some hurt that you have gone through for positive things, you know, like protecting others or fighting for justice or stuff like that. We have the Judgment clarified by the Four of Swords as opposition for your energy in the month of November. So this is showing that you're going to receive a lot of judgment this month. So you might be the target of, I don't want to say like abuse or anything like that, but you could be coming across people who are just judgmental. Naysayers, you know. People who want to take away your confidence, who, are overly critical. Another thing that I see here is a message. Sorry that I'm taking some time to think about it, but there's a message here that you might be too passive. Like you have spent too much time resting, or you spend too much time resting. Again, please don't take offense if you're someone who's super busy and is like, what are you talking about? I'm tired and I am not getting enough sleep. This may not be like literally. This is about hesitation, more like, like you might have a tendency to hesitate for too long, overthink things, and that's holding you back. That's holding you from reaching your potential. The good news is that in this month of November, you're leaving behind some kind of significant heartbreak here. And this could be heartbreak or it could be any kind of emotional, but I'm seeing some very serious emotional pain here. We have the 9 of Swords clarified by the 3 of Swords. This is some serious heartbreak. So this could be literally connected to a romantic partnership, maybe something that has ended, some kind of a hurt, betrayal. But this could also be about any kind of situation that engages your emotions. So it could be even a betrayal from a friend, for instance, or some kind of situation where you just felt crushed by a lot of anxiety. But you're moving away from this now. This is in the recent past. And then we have the Page of Wands clarified by the Page of Swords. So this is the near future. This is you becoming creative, passionate, excited. This is like a positive side of the youthfulness, You're getting a lot of creative inspiration. You're getting enthusiastic about things by the end of the month. Basically an increase in vitality and youthfulness. And at the very end, we have the Fool clarified by the Moon. Again, this is kind of like a potentially negative thing in the sense that you might become, and look at the mirroring here, yeah, between these two images, So you might become someone who is borderline reckless. Someone who, becomes so enthusiastic and so in love with like newly found energy and freedom that they fail to watch their step. So Spirit is definitely warning you not to become too impetuous, not to throw yourself headfirst in everything that looks attractive. Not all that glitters is gold. That kind of thing. There's this message of you need to learn to be mature. You need to learn to take responsibility for everything in your life. And, well, as much as possible. I'm not saying you have to take responsibility for the latest hurricanes and stuff. But the things that are within your control, you have to learn to take responsibility for them. That's part of being an adult. That's what Spirit is telling you, basically. And this is how you will reach a position of empowerment. And the message of patience here, this is very strong, which is like Spirit telling you need to put the reins on. Because the funny thing here is like, despite the also potential negative energies, I actually see that your energy predominantly this month is very fiery. There's not a lot of rational energy. There's mostly fire, a little bit of water, tiny bit of air. And I'm talking about the astrological element, There's no earth though, which earth is that patience that you need. Earth would be Saturn, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, The ability to wait, to take it one step at a time, to be, you know, to have this attitude of slow and steady wins the race. This is what Spirit is telling you that you need to cultivate this month. Okay, let me see what the astrological cards have to say. Spirit, what can you tell me for pile number 3? The people who chose the rose quartz crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Let's see. We have, oh, okay, Virgo the Alchemist. We have third house communication and interaction. We have Leo the extrovert. We have Capricorn the boss. And we have Taurus the sensual. All right, so definitely a message that you need to be cultivating, and you will be cultivating all of these energies throughout the month of November. So one way or another, either you're going to feel like deeply drawn towards like developing more patience. Also, this is not just about patience. Earth energy is about going out there, you know, smelling the flowers, living in the present, taking pleasure in the little things in life. But ultimately, it's about, you know, having that steadfast, patient energy of, you know, putting one foot ahead of the other, one step at a time, that kind of thing. And look at this. I just realized you have literally all of the 3 earth signs. Oh my god, this is a very strong confirmation of what I said. Spirit really wants you to be in this energy in the month of November, you know, cultivating that patience and being in touch with the 5 senses, you know. I feel like this pile here is the dreamer. Like, you know, I'm getting that song, I'm Just a Dreamer by Ozzy Osbourne. Like, I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not gonna sing the whole thing. That's pretty much the vibe. Like, some of you are bohemian. And look, it's not a bad thing. Spirit is not, you know, bashing you here, but I think Spirit is like gently nudging you into you needing to take steps to turn your dreams into reality. You know, because it's not enough to just dream. And you definitely have a lot of potential, especially this month. We also have the 3rd house of communication and interaction. This is the 3rd house. The light is shining, so the 3rd house, yeah. This is about bravery in astrology. So it's about you cultivating that energy of, you know, taking the bull by the horns. Having that tenacity, that staying power of like locking into a goal and just not letting go of it until it is completed. This is the kind of energy that Spirit wants you to develop in the month of November. And then you also have Leo, which, you know, all of these signs are really strong, but especially Leo and Taurus and Capricorn. These are pretty strong signs. So the Leo energy is also showing that there will be more confidence. You're going to definitely have more confidence. And the Leo is actually represented by the King and Queen of Wands, you know. So your confidence, your ability to shine, to be charismatic, to, you know, sometimes take charge, especially in situations where other people might be confused or don't know what to do. These qualities are going to bring you success, going to bring you what you need if you give in to them and, you know, cultivate them at the same time. But like I said, the main message here, this is about earth energy. This is another way to get in touch with earth energy is to go out in nature, you know, or spending time with animals, for instance, because animals live in the present. And this is like my pile that needs to live in the present more. I feel, you know, it's like you're either in the future or you're in nostalgia. This is the general vibe that I'm getting here. Especially with the moon, it's like Spirit might be telling you that you might get stuck in your mind a lot, especially in the past. And also with the moon energy, whenever it comes through, I always say this, that it could be like a gentle nudge from Spirit that you need to go to therapy, you know, about sorting out certain things. Therapy might help you is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is what I see with the cards. Let me get the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Okay, the people who chose the rose quartz crystal. What is the month of November 2024 going to bring for them? Okay, so we have the number 12. We have Pisces. We have Mercury, which is that third house energy. This could also be Virgo. It's interesting here. We also have the Page of Cups as the first card that came out for you. So I think that Spirit is telling you the Pisces and the 12th house, this is definitely showing that dreamy energy. Like, this is very strongly confirmed. You Ozzy Osbournes out there. Because, like, Pisces is known for escapism, all right? So having a tendency to get lost in a fantasy world in all its different forms, you know, because nowadays this could look like video game addictions, I don't know, spending too much time reading fantasy novels, watching movies and such, and not spending enough time in your actual reality. And yeah, so Spirit is telling you actually that those parts are not bad. That's a lot of where your deepest potential lies, your creativity and all that. But these energies actually are dichotomous, you know, they're opposite. Mercury and Pisces, these are opposites on the zodiac circle. And you also have the Temperance as the first card. So I feel like this is Spirit telling you that you're on the right track. But you need to learn to balance your dreaminess with pragmatism, you know, and you need to learn to find that middle ground between, on the one hand, yes, you are going to be drawn to this, you know, world of dreams and fantasies and having a really rich inner world and imagination. But on the other hand, you also have to cultivate that analytical skill and the planning ability to get things done, basically. And sometimes even skills, you know, I think that Spirit is telling you need to cultivate some skills in a very practical sense. Like, let me just give you an example. I don't know, maybe you want to paint something, right? And you fantasize about the kind of painting you want to make, but you don't have the patience to develop the skill, you know, to learn different techniques and stuff and go through a painting course, for instance, right? So this is what Spirit is telling you. You need to find that balance, you know, to also cultivate this earthy energy, this patience that you need in order to develop your skills and your reasoning abilities as well, and attention to detail as well. And last but not least, communication. This, with the third house, this also could be about traveling. This could be that this month you're going to have some short-term travels, short-term or short-distance travels. And also, yeah, like I said, enjoying things that are shown through the 5 senses. Living in the moment. For some reason, I'm also thinking The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Maybe reading that book would, you know, bring you some insights. Look at this. We have, I just realized, holy crap, how dichotomous these two cards are. We have Anger, number 9, and then we have Message of Peace, number 35. So here is the patience that Spirit wants you to cultivate. Number 35 boils down to a number 8, which is Saturn in numerology, which is the planet of patience. It's also the planet that rules Capricorn and the strongest planet of Earth energy, basically, that there is. So definitely, yeah, I think Spirit is telling you that you need to balance out the different sides of yourself, like the one that is dreamy and the one that is hyper analytical. And also, it's like Spirit is telling you to find your peace, you know, to find that inner peace. This is, again, really making me think that some of you have a chip on your shoulder, you know, with that anger and with the moon stuff. I think that Spirit is telling you to, you know, not necessarily to stop mulling over the past or something, because maybe that sounds harsh, but you need to think about the parts where you can control your life, you know, instead of focusing on something that happened in the past, something that you have no control over, bad memories and stuff. You need to, you know, start putting one foot in front of the other and going after what you want, no matter what the past looked like, you know. This is what the message is, basically. So this has been it. I hope you have enjoyed this pile number 3. I definitely have. I think these are some really deep messages for you. Probably the more spiritual pile out of the 3 today. So, but don't tell the others, okay? Anyway, this has been the reading. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Click on the notifications bell if you want to see when I will post a new tarot reading. Also, comment in the comment section with anything you would like to share or ideas for future topics that you would like me to cover. And if you want to support my channel further, you can do so by clicking on the join button and becoming a member. And if you would like to get a private tarot reading from me, check out the video description. I will leave my contact information there. You can email me for more information. I've also left a link in the video description to reviews I've gotten for private readings before. If you're curious to see them, might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And last but not least, I also have an astrology channel, and I focus mainly on Vedic astrology, but also with some tropical insights since I have more than 20 years of experience reading horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic astrology, and that's my preferred technique. But I also use a lot of my insights from tropical astrology as well. So anyway, I'm going to leave my astrology channel in the video description. If you're curious about astrology, maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great month of November 2024, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye!